This is for anybody out there who thinks that inflation is not real. This right here cost me $115 after tax. And even if you are going to come at me and say, oh yeah, toilet paper is really expensive, you take that $19.99 out and all of this right here is literally still $86+ before taxes. I got like literally deodorant, flour, milk, juice, and like $86 just for this, not the toilet paper.
Y'all, I just told my husband I bought 7 items at Walmart. I spent $60. I literally bought a small bag of dog food, lettuce, onions, cucumbers, garlic, a thing of Dr. Peppers for my husband, and I think that's it. I don't remember one other item. I don't remember what it was. It was like under $5. $60. I can't. Like, gas goes down, food goes up, eggs are atrocious. They're like $6 for a small, $11 for the large. Like, what? Ground meat for like the big rolls we used to get for like $16 is in the 30s. I mean, how are people making it? How are families feeding their kids and husbands and packing lunches and doing all these things with the cost of food? I mean, at this rate with the inflation. And then I saw a TikTok the other day that said the government was giving us a 3-month like warning. I guess that would be January, February, and March. Starting in April, we're going into the same recession we had in 2008. I remember that was a rough year. It was the year my dad died, and I had to move out of my house, and that was a lot. So I'm just praying to God that, you know, something changes, because this is too much. This is, I don't know, like $5 for a gallon of milk. I don't know. Just everything. And we cook at home every night. I cook at home every night. I used to be able to make 7 days a week, you know, 2 meals a day for 3 people for $120. That's tripled. And I don't even eat meat. Vegetables and to be healthy is very expensive. Like, I don't know. Like, I made a joke, like, I'm gonna wind up on a pole. I don't know how to do it anymore. I don't know. I know people that get food stamps. They're struggling. We're struggling. Can't get approved for anything. It's just hard.
Hey, welcome back. Let's start with your money. It's a new year, but so many of us are still experiencing the same pinch of soaring inflation. If you're struggling to stretch your dollar, you're not alone.
That's right. News 5's Catherine Ross shows us the economic challenges 2023 holds and some things economists say are looking up this year.
I got some milk.
This food pantry in the Clark Fulton neighborhood was supposed to be closed Monday.
Check out front and back all the items that you like.
But the need hasn't stopped.
I thought I was going to have enough money left aside, you know, and I didn't, to go grocery shopping. So I was like, Elder, are you? He was like, no, we're not really, but if you come down here, I'll help you. I said, thank you so much, because I needed it.
Michael Covington tells us he ran out of food on Friday and called the megachurch resource center in a pinch.
Fish sticks.
I'll take that.
It's a pinch he's been feeling more often recently.
I used to could survive off like $60 for a whole month, and now I'm spending $180, and it's barely even last me 3 weeks.
Senior Elder Gerald Manning says most of his clients are struggling to stretch their money, and his staff has been seeing many new faces.
That need has grown, you know, tremendously, where people are coming from the east side and from all over the city to to come over and get food and clothing.
Inflation has been slowing. It's down from a record high in June, but the latest consumer price index shows consumers are still paying more than 7% more than last year, with grocery prices alone spiking by 12%.
The prices are up, gas is up, food is up, so yeah, so the need's there.
Grocery prices and how much you pay at the pump are dependent on global markets. It's something economists predict will continue to be volatile in 2023. But one bright spot they point out, some of the pandemic-related supply chain issues are starting to get better.
There's optimism that inflation has perhaps peaked and is on its way down, but we don't know that for sure.
Professor Michael Goldberg from Case Western School of Management says the Fed's 7 consecutive interest rate hikes in 2022 are reining in inflation. He expects another hike in February. But some economists worry cooling the economy too fast will lead to a recession.
When there's not growth and there's high costs of capital, companies aren't expanding.
Goldberg also expects everyday Americans to continue to feel the sting of high prices in the coming months.
Been okay, Michael?
Michael Covington says he's grateful for resources like this and knows others are also going through tough times.
Unfortunately, it's a lot more people than me struggling.
In Cleveland, Catherine Ross, News 5.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture now says that in 2023, food prices are predicted to increase by anywhere from 3.5% to 4.5%. New at 6:30, Bronte Sorotsky spoke to Second Harvest in Spokane about how this increase, mixed with ongoing shortages, is already affecting them.
Well, we're starting the new year off with an increase in the cost of food, making things harder on places like Second Harvest, already dealing with shortages.
There are more people seeking help, and it's costing us more to help them.
As volunteers with Second Harvest fill boxes with donated food, ready to be shipped to local food banks, the thought of where they will get their next batch of donations is top of mind.
Finding more donated food is our #1 priority right now, so we've hired more staff to focus on that exclusively, as well as enlisting folks from other departments to assist in that effort.
Hiring extra staff and buying more food is helping to fill those gaps. But as food prices are expected to soar in the new year, there's still more to be done.
We also recently spent $500,000 to shore up supplies of dry and shelf-stable goods. And that was necessary, but completely unsustainable. We simply can't afford to do that every month. And just a few years ago, that would have bought hundreds of thousands of pounds more than it did this year. Due to rising prices.
The winter months have proven even more difficult to keep food on the table. Second Harvest says they know this and are working to increase their food supply.
But the sad and unfortunate reality right now is it's becoming more difficult to do that.
Now, if you'd like to help, Second Harvest says they are always looking for donations and volunteers. Live in studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
On most Sundays, when this food truck pulls up in Brampton, Ontario, Tex Stadel picks up a bag of food. He says it helps keep him alive.
It makes it easier. Most of my money goes on rent. It's hard every day trying to figure out where to get the next meal and that.
All across the country, the cost of food has been rising, and people are relying on food banks like never before.
Yeah, Happy New Year, sir.
It's getting harder to make money. It's getting harder to just make a living and to survive.
What's also challenging, says this volunteer, is the donations keep decreasing, yet the demand keeps increasing. Canada's food price report predicts costs will rise by 5 to 7% in 2023.
I'm definitely expecting the number of people looking for food to be increasing. Definitely.
At this food bank in Winnipeg, they've seen a 40% increase of clients just this past year alone, many of them children. Province-wide, they say up to 40,000 people head to the food banks for their next meal, including people with jobs.
We're seeing more and more people than ever before using food banks. We're seeing more seniors on fixed incomes, pensioners, low-wage earners. So we're anticipating to see record high food bank use continue into 2023.
In Toronto, the Scott Mission is making changes.
We've been able to partner with other organizations, household supplies, and we're going to be going out into neighborhoods so that we can serve people.
Whoever wants can come and take it. But we are getting the food. It's God's grace.
Robin Badwa counts on high spirits to get him through the day.
Happy New Year's, everybody. Take care.
Food banks themselves are dealing with the rising cost of gas, staff wages, and insurance. So they want you to know you can donate cash as well as food. Juanita Taylor, CBC News, Toronto.